Papayag ko. Papayag ko.
Sige na, bagay.
Wow, okay, mo?
You retire? You're not retired? Wait, what's going on?
Oh, I'm still active. I'm
still
active,
active?
yeah, training. I do train.
Is he gonna do an exhibition? He wants to, yeah.
No, you don't want to switch. It's not real.
Or real financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with.
Manny Pacquiao is once again in camp, grinding through a grueling training regimen ahead of his July 19th clash against Mario Barrios. At 46, the Filipino icon is challenging time itself, sparring younger opponents, smashing the heavy bag, and blitzing speed drills with a laser focus only a legend can maintain. Training now dominates his existence. Dawn runs, endless mitt work, and savage core circuits that would leave younger athletes breathless. Pacquiao is immersed in preparation, pushing his limits with the kind of dedication that defined his prime, making every moment in the gym count as he readies for war.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, come on, man. You've been out the game, retired. You haven't just been sitting around looking for fights. You've been retired, and you come back, and they give him a title fight. 46 years old, Blake, and this man is given a title fight. I mean, he's trying to be George.
For respected presenter Adam Catterall, the debate extends beyond Manny's safety. It touches boxing's fairness. He questions how a 46-year-old ex-champ gets an immediate title shot against a reigning younger star like Barrios. It mocks the ranking system, Catterall said, citing frustrations of up-and-comers paying dues while legends skip lines. He argues the road to titles is brutal, and Pacquiao's shortcut hurts hungry prospects. The comeback, to him, risks overshadowing those fighters' sacrifices. He respects Pacquiao's name, but urges fans to question the system enabling this. What about those grinding every day? He asked. Now it's your turn. Share your opinion below and subscribe for daily boxing updates.
He just fought again. He just had an exhibition fight in Japan, which is ridiculous. Didn't look that good.
I used to like watching Oscar De La Hoya as well.
His prime.
But others reject that comparison. Analyst Dave Coldwell says Leonard was just 31, much younger and fresher than Pacquiao. He'd only been out a short time. Pacquiao at 46 has endured decades of brutal fights. Coldwell sees it as a gamble. It's completely different, he said, pointing to age, mileage, and risk. He emphasized how reflexes, stamina, and speed fade in your 40s. Pacquiao's been in countless wars. Boxing reporter Dan Raphael echoed that view. He hasn't fought in years, Raphael said, and he's been through so much. He voiced concern for Manny's health, noting that past glories don't erase accumulated damage. Sheer willpower, he added, can't erase the scars of 1,000 battles.
Returning to the ring to fight Barrios, that's not a surprise. It's been rumored about for ages. Fair enough. Pacquiao is not the first person, and certainly won't be the last person, to return from retirement to have a fight. Happens all the time. It's been rumored since he had his little exhibition fight. I don't mind that. What I really don't like is the fact it's for the WBC. The WBC, Mizu Suleiman's a scumbag. How? And this is, again, everything that's wrong with boxing. I love boxing, but it's things like a man who's been retired for 4 years, a man who...
Some say Manny, more than Floyd Mayweather, carried boxing for a decade. His legacy is huge. That's why many think honoring him means Hall of Fame induction, not another fight. End it there, they say, WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman, however, sees things differently. He believes comebacks can still be magical. He points to Sugar Ray Leonard's 1987 win over Marvin Hagler, an icon returning after years away. Leonard, after a long layoff, outboxed Hagler in one of history's most shocking decisions. For Suleiman, that proves greatness can defy logic. Champions, he argues, sometimes find a way. Pacquiao, he believes, might too.
Tomorrow for a world title. Manny Pacquiao's not fought for 4 years. He had that exhibition, but if you saw any footage of the exhibition, it looked terrible. It looked really bad. So he's not fought for 4 years. He's not won a fight for 6 years. He's 46 years old, and you can be 45 as a heavyweight.
Many fighters share that struggle. Walking away is hard. Fame, adrenaline, glory, they're addictive. But others in boxing aren't sugarcoating it. Broadcaster James "Smitty" Smith recently questioned Pacquiao's choice. What good can come from this? He asked. Even if Pacquiao wins, the risk is immense. Training and the fight itself could inflict lasting damage. When I look at this, I don't see a win, Smith said. Not for Manny, boxing, or the fans. He warned that Pacquiao's return might stain the legacy he built over decades. Glory is seductive, but Smitty believes the cost might be too steep this time.
This should be Pacquiao's 40. What did you say, 49?
He's 46, sir.
46?
Yeah.
Even worse. I mean, 46, 49. No, Pacquiao, stop. Stop.
4 years later, Pacquiao's comeback has drawn concern from boxing insiders. Amir Khan, once a gym mate at Wildcard, was stunned. He's one shot away from serious injury, Khan told Mail Online, urging Pacquiao to enjoy life now. He's had a hard career. Why not rest? Khan, who respects Manny deeply, reiterated his unease to Sky Sports. He has a political future, Khan said, referencing Pacquiao's Philippine ambitions. He doesn't need to fight again. Still, he admitted the sport's pull is strong. Sometimes you miss it. He acknowledged if anyone could return and win again, it might be Manny Pacquiao.
Getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well.
Even Freddie Roach, who's coached Pacquiao through career-defining nights, voiced concerns after the Ugas loss. I hate to see him retire, but this might be it, Roach admitted, his tone laced with unease. As a mentor who's seen Manny take thousands of punches, the worry is personal. Pacquiao himself hinted it might be over, telling fans post-fight, "You might not see me in the ring again." The sentiment felt final. It was the kind of farewell line that sticks. Honest, simple, and heavy with meaning for millions who watched his rise from poverty to superstardom.
That the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't.
Pacquiao's last official fight against Ugas ended in a punishing defeat that many assumed would close his career. He couldn't handle Ugas's size, strength, or precision. The aftermath went viral, a video of Jinky Pacquiao feeding him as he sat slouched on a couch, unable to lift a spoon alone. It was a heartbreaking visual, a warrior rendered helpless. The clip underscored boxing's brutality, especially for aging legends. Even greatness has its limits. And in that moment, it looked like Pacquiao had reached his. The icon who once seemed invincible appeared vulnerable, physically worn down from years of battle.
Eagerly awaiting the return of Manny Pacquiao. Listen, we can't not talk about Pacquiao when we talk about the welterweight division. Sometimes in these conversations we forget, he just dominated a guy that there's no way at his age he should have been able to dominate. Pacquiao could ruin everybody's shit.
But what do you think about, do you think that he would ever step up?
That concern is shared widely. Barrios, 29, isn't just young, he's dangerous. A current world champion, he's been molded in intense fights over recent years. Under trainer Bob Santos in Las Vegas, Barrios has battled the best, including Tank Davis, Keith Thurman, and Yordenis Ugas, the man who retired Pacquiao in 2021. His last outing, a split draw against Abel Ramos on the Tyson vs. Paul undercard, showed he's still sharp. Meanwhile, Pacquiao has been absent. Barrios has stayed in the fire, tested under real pressure. He's not just fresh, he's proven. Pacquiao must overcome age and inactivity alike.
Possible good could come out of Manny Pacquiao fighting Barrios. What, somebody gonna say, oh, Smitty, he might win. Okay, well, he wins. But what about the punches to that head? Look at Manny Pacquiao's face right here in this picture. This is how Manny Pacquiao looks now. Look at that face. Does that look like a guy who belongs inside the ring against a 20, I think Barrios is still in his 20s, I think.
29.
Okay. You know, we've spoken a lot on this program.
Oscar de la Hoya, a pivotal name in Pacquiao's rise, commented on Manny's surprising comeback. Now 46, Pacquiao once handed de la Hoya a devastating defeat in 2008. Speaking to Seconds Out, de la Hoya expressed both hope and caution. "I wish him all the best," he said warmly. "Truth is, he's not the same Pacquiao who fought me or the legends, but I hope he stays safe." While he acknowledged Manny's aging body, he also admitted the power likely remains. "Anything's possible," de la Hoya noted. "Just be careful." His comments reflect a complicated respect, admiration mixed with concern.
Your sanctioning fee of 3% every single time this man fights, I think is absolutely diabolical that they are allowed to do this and they are allowed to put this man in this position. It's a kick in the teeth to every single fighter in that division that has been paying those sanctioning fees and doing it the right way. Like I said, I've no problem with Manny Pacquiao wanting to fight. He's a fighter. But, one, the people around him need to love and care for him and give him better advice. And two, the people that are supposed to love and care for the sport and look after the sport need to do a better job.
Many still question whether Pacquiao can hang with today's best at nearly 50, but Terence Crawford, the WBA super welterweight champ, isn't dismissing him. Asked about Pacquiao's return at the Canelo versus Skull fight, Crawford offered measured respect. "I don't know. We'll see," he said first, but he quickly clarified he wouldn't doubt an all-time great. "If he wins, people will change their tune," Crawford said. For him, boxing's about outcomes, not age. If Pacquiao pulls it off, critics will have to respect it. Greatness isn't defined by birth dates, Crawford believes, but by the ability to deliver when it matters.
I wish him all the best. I mean, obviously, look, the truth is the truth. He's obviously not the same Pacquiao that fought me, that fought the greats. I wish him the best. Be careful up there. You know, he's not young like he used to be, but I'm sure he still has that power. So anything can happen, but just be careful.
Thank you, Oscar.
Since you all talked about Chris Eubanks'
Young lightweight Giovanni Cabrera gave his take. Honestly, most orthodox fighters, it doesn't matter their age, it's all about angles. When Manny slips and lands that left, it's a problem. Deal with that. He added, if Foreman could do it, why not Pacquiao? Cabrera's words echo many in the fight community who believe experience, especially Pacquiao's unique rhythm and movement, can still create chaos for even the most athletic, sharp, and highly conditioned young contenders.
I'm anticipating and eagerly awaiting the return of Manny Pacquiao. Listen, we can't not talk about Pacquiao when we talk about the welterweight division. Sometimes in these conversations we forget, he just dominated a guy that there's no way at his age he should have been able to dominate. Pacquiao could ruin everybody's shit.
But what do you think about, do you think that he would ever step up?
Beyond physical preparation, the mental side is equally vital. Pacquiao remains alert, his fight IQ razor sharp. His team is analyzing Barrios, studying habits, reading patterns, and identifying exploitable flaws. Pacquiao understands Barrios, is dangerous, a hungry young fighter looking to make history by toppling a legend. But Manny's seen that before. He's faced ambitious challengers his whole career and never backed down. He thrives under pressure, and no amount of youthful hunger has ever been enough to shake his focus.
Yeah, it's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, you know, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time with that.
Pacquiao's legendary endurance remains on full display. His core routines are brutal. Hundreds of crunches, leg lifts, and twisting motions that forge his rock-solid midsection, the same armor that withstood boxing's fiercest hitters. His footwork drills are no less punishing, combining slips, weaves, and counters with dancer-like precision. His style has always been about angles, catching opponents from spots they can't react to. That remains the goal. Fortune overseas. Every drill ensuring Pacquiao's reflexes and awkward, deceptive rhythms stay intact. The Filipino icon isn't trying to recreate the past. He's sharpening what already made him nearly unbeatable.
Fight, and then his wife calls me up and says, "Don't let him fight, don't let him fight." And I try to be on her side and so forth. But like when a man in the sport wants to fight, you know, sometimes he's gonna fight. Yeah.
Even in his mid-40s, Pacquiao trains like a man possessed. He's up before dawn, pounding pavement while the world sleeps. Inside the gym, he moves urgently, firing flurries that echo his prime, fists cracking like whips. Sparring partners rotate in, challenging his speed and timing, some mimicking Barrios's rangy frame to simulate the size disadvantage. Fortune watches it all, scrutinizing every punch and movement, making sure the tempo never drops. It's about maintaining explosiveness and precision round after round, preserving that signature rhythm. Pacquiao remains tireless, driven by something deeper than legacy, a desire to prove he's still elite.
Come back and won a world title as well. So look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? You know, we've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you, and you know, God forbid you get hurt and you can't spend good quality time with your family. So that's what scares me.
Even with doubt circling, Pacquiao stays unfazed. Challenges never scared him, and his belief hasn't wavered. Fortune is equally firm, stating Manny still fires lightning-fast combos and slices angles like a blade. That hasn't changed. His southpaw stance, relentless energy, and blistering fists remain nightmares for orthodox foes. Fortune admits Barrios, taller, younger, and naturally heavier, brings problems, but quickly adds, Manny's still strong, fast, and knows the game. Confidence in Pacquiao's timing, reflexes, and instincts remains high within the camp, which continues sharpening every aspect of his approach to match the threat Barrios represents on July 19th.
Yeah.
You know, and
seeing him beat Keith Thurman at 40 years old, like, god damn, this guy's great. I mean, just look at his career with 8 different weight classes, world titles in? 8 different weight classes. 40 years old, beats Keith Thurman, who's in his prime. Crazy. I mean,
Pacquiao's training clips look extraordinary. Rapid-fire shadowboxing and thunderous mitt work, all reminiscent of his prime. But fans know that fight night tells the truth. Even the most finely conditioned athlete can falter when the bell rings for real.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know.
Still, skeptics argue that training isn't fighting. It's a different animal. They cite Mike Tyson's terrifying training clips before facing Jake Paul, where he appeared unstoppable until reality hit in the ring. Just because a fighter looks fierce in the gym doesn't mean the same dominance will carry over under the bright lights when fatigue and pressure collide. He noted Pacquiao's 86 pro bouts, a resume decorated with names like Barrera, Marquez, Morales, and De La Hoya. Fortune considers those battles an advantage, not a drawback. In his eyes, years of experience are a weapon, not a weakness. Pacquiao's fought every style imaginable, absorbed every kind of punch, and pushed through adversity again and again. No opponent presents something entirely new anymore. He's been there, seen it, and come out the other side stronger.
At him coming back, it also drives me a little crazy. He's already been elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He got elected, the ballots were done at the end of last year. He's going to be inducted in mid-June. So he would actually be inducted.
Longtime trainer Justin Fortune says Pacquiao still possesses the same power and speed that helped him conquer 8 divisions. To Fortune, this is just another obstacle for a fighter who spent his career meeting the toughest challenges head-on. Having worked alongside Pacquiao for nearly 20 years, Fortune knows when a boxer is merely showing up versus one who's truly locked in. In a recent conversation, he voiced full confidence that Pacquiao remains elite. Manny just has to be Manny. You can't teach experience, Fortune said, dismissing any concerns that age might hinder the ring brilliance of his fighter.